In this video, I'll show you exactly how to create your signature framework so your content sells your offer without selling. Welcome back to part 3 in the video series Sell Without Selling, where I show you exactly how to create the kind of content that attracts buyers every time. In part 1, I shared with you why posting content consistently is not enough to attract buyers. And in part 2, I shared with you why having a signature framework makes your audience choose you. Now, we are in part 3 where I'll be showing you exactly how to create this signature framework. Now, very specifically for this video series, I created an aligned messaging worksheet, which will help you align your message to your offer. So once you go through all of these videos and you take in the information, you've got this one-page worksheet that works like a cheat sheet. So you have it side by side as you create your content to make sure that your content is doing the selling for you. So let's dive into creating your signature framework. Now you want to start with the end in mind. So number one, what is the end result that you help your audience to achieve? I sometimes feel like I'm beating a dead horse because I'm always talking about the end result, but we have to be very clear. What is the result that you help your clients to achieve? Get super specific and clear on that. And then number two, what are the 3 to 5 steps that they need to take in order to achieve that result? And then number 3 is what are the micro steps underneath those bigger steps in order to achieve that result? So let me give you an example. My particular framework is the content legacy method. It's 3 steps. The first thing we do together is we identify your edge in the marketplace. We understand what your unique approach is, what skills you have, and how you go about getting your clients or customers results. So, what is your edge in the marketplace? That's step 1. And then number 2 is I help you create your own signature framework. This is your own intellectual property, your IP. And then step number 3 is how we develop your content engine. So, not just posting content all the time, but making sure that your vehicle, your actual content, is driving people towards your offer. And it's doing so in a systematic way. Now, very specifically for this video series, Sell Without Selling, I actually pulled out step number 2, creating your signature framework. And I pulled that out and I turned this into a video series and I created a separate worksheet for you to utilize as you go through this process. So you can see what I'm doing here is I'm taking a part of my system and creating content with it. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to go through this process and you're going to have all of these light bulb moments. You're going to get sparked and you're going to start to get some results. And then you're going to want to work together because you're starting to see how this is exactly what you need. And the approach that I'm giving you is something that you want to invest in. The same thing works with your clients. When they can actually see your framework, when they can see a pathway for how you are helping them to get results, now they're actually bought into your process, but they're also bought into you and the way that you teach. Because when you can help someone see something, now you can help them believe it. And not just believe in you, but believe in their own ability to be able to get the result. And if you're sharing this on video, then people are going to jive with your personality. Like they're going to see if they like you or not, and if they like the way that you teach. So having a framework basically gives you a pathway to be able to deliver to your audience. This isn't just about sharing a bunch of information and putting it out there. It's about laying out a very strategic path so that your content is truly driving people towards your offer. It's putting them in a position to say that they want more. And at the end of that road is your offer. At that point, there is no other choice but to buy. So in order to get that end result, they have to buy from you. So when it comes to understanding your framework, you want to make sure that the steps that you are putting in place are more big bucket steps. Okay, those are your big steps. So your 3 to 5 steps. And then underneath that, you might have tools, you might have some concepts or things that your people might need to have in place in order to make those steps work. Then that is where you develop content angles. And when you download the worksheet, you're going to actually see how this whole thing works together. because each of those big bucket steps, now you have content angles, which are these micro steps. Because what your framework is going to do is it's going to solve all of your audience's micro problems that they're having internally, all of the doubt or fear that they might have in being able to achieve the result. Or you're going to be able to also show them why what they're doing now in order to achieve success or get results is not working. Because now you are going to enter in your approach. So it's so essential that you really start understanding how essential it is to lay out steps for your people to just have these like cobblestone moments of, okay, I see how I'm going to get there. And now, when it comes to naming it, you want to name your framework something that is easy to remember, something that your audience can easily attach to, and you want to name it something that is a desired result of theirs. So, content legacy method for me is the fact that all of you desire to create legacy content. You're not here to just create content for a moment. You are here to create content for a movement. And in doing so, you want to have legacy based content. Now, there is a lot of like thought process that went into me naming it because I could have named it a lot of things, but the truth of the matter is I really stand for the human behind the brand. I don't just stand for some quick fix strategy. So I was very intentional with my naming because the people that I genuinely serve see themselves writing books, not just working with clients, but also being on stages and having speaking gigs. So when we think about that, content legacy very much speaks to what my ideal client is looking for. And there will always be ways that I talk about what legacy content is. And I give you all the examples of people that you watch right now on YouTube or podcasts or whatever, people that might have passed away and you're still consuming their content. Why? Because they have created legacy content. They are still instilling something in you. You're still learning something from them. So that is what I know my audience is looking for. That's what I know you are looking for. So because of that, content legacy method really sticks. So find a name that is very easy to remember. It can also be an acronym. It could be something like the 3C method or something like that. Something that someone can easily just attach to and remember. And now when they think of you, they actually think of the 3C method or the 3D method, or they think of, content legacy method, or they think of something and there's an association. Now, in terms of using social media, you can also use your method as a hashtag. So you start building up your own IP hashtag. So oftentimes on Instagram, when I'm creating a carousel, I will have like hashtag content legacy on my actual post. And I will also use it as a hashtag, not because there's a bunch of people using it, but because it's just a way for me to start tagging my own things. So I want you to just keep in mind that the name shouldn't be something that just you understand. It should be something that your audience understands as well. And so the actual worksheet is going to help you understand how to put all of this into play. Coming up with your framework is super simple. The reason why people overthink this is because you have so many nuances to probably how you help your audience get results. And what you're likely thinking about is you're thinking in concepts, but you're not thinking in big picture. A framework is meant to be big picture for your audience to understand and grasp. And then your content angles can be a little bit more micro, more nuanced. And then when people are working with you in the container, then it's all free game. You can talk about anything because people are already bought in. But when you're thinking about what your framework is, think about the steps you've taken to have someone get results. Think about the steps you've taken for yourself to get results. But you want to make those steps clear, actionable. You want to make them concise, and they should all link together. It should be a very clear roadmap, a very clear pathway. Okay, this was super simple. This was video 3. Stay tuned for video 4, where I actually show you how to put a bow on all of this. I'm going to be sharing with you my RISE method. So you'll have your one-page worksheet. You can download that below. And then the RISE method is you're going to actually take everything that we just learned in these last few videos, and you're going to be able to create your post, whether it is for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter because all principles stay the same. I will see you all in that next video. Bye.